I'm probably going to miss a few on here, but mistakes that couples commonly make when hiring a photographer. Very contentious. Number one, they hire purely based on price. Don't hire on price. Your photographer generally is going to be with you all day. Usually, the vast majority of photographers will do 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. Again, I don't do time frames. But if you've got a photographer who's with you for 12 hours and you don't get on, doesn't matter how little you've paid them, doesn't matter how much you've paid them, that's a nightmare. So look on their personality first. Do you get on with your wedding photographer? It's not about the price. The next thing that goes wrong with people hiring photographers is they get the wrong style. So they'll look at the photographer's work, they'll like the work, they'll hire the photographer, and then they're telling the photographer, usually telling, not asking, actually, can you edit in this style, or can you edit in this style, or can you take group photographs when it's blatantly clear the photographer doesn't do group photographs. So you're making a mistake in what the photographer is there to do for you. You're making a mistake sometimes when you're not, and I repeat, not getting a contract. 99% of photographers these days should have a contract that they can send you, and I'll talk about contracts in another video. However, if your photographer just says, yeah, absolutely fine, there's my bank details, book me, done, technically that's a contract, but you want something a little bit firmer. Yeah, you want a few more things in the contract, and that's a good one for photographers as well. Another mistake that couples make when hiring photographers is that they don't give the photographer enough time to do the job. Usually because the photographer's on a time frame, and then the couple will complain that the photographer missed shots, etc., when the photographer is actually trying to get from A to B, misses things because they're running around. So that's just a few quick things to think about, mistakes to avoid when hiring a photographer. Think about what kind of print product they're going to get. When people talk about wedding books or wedding albums, there is a difference between them. Make sure that you know what you're going to get. Make sure you know how your photographs are going to be presented to you. Are you going to get them on a shitty little USB stick? And I use that phrase deliberately. I hate USB sticks. 99% of couples will get the USB stick, take the photos on, think, oh, isn't they lovely? Absolutely. They might even print one or two, and that USB stick then gets put in a drawer. And everybody has one of these drawers, usually in the kitchen, with crap in it, and it gets lost. Even worse, you'll send the USB stick to a friend, to your mum, and they'll lose it. That generally means that you've got to go back to your photographer and ask for another copy of the photos on a USB stick, and the photographer will probably charge you. So USB sticks, don't like them. It's the 21st century, every single photograph should go to an online gallery. Other mistake that couples do is not downloading those photos from the online gallery and expecting the photographer to keep them on there forever. Hashtag, I generally do that. Did a wedding in 2023 at a place called Peterstone Court in the Brecons, and I just had Dad come back and ask me this week, don't suppose you've kept the photos from my daughter's wedding? Absolutely, there's the link, Dad, no charge, done. So there's another one. Let's have a think. What other mistakes that they make? Yeah, if you don't tell your photographer that you're going to do things, and that could be you're going to have a dip as you walk back down the aisle, you want to go to the beach or go up into the mountains for photographs, you need to tell your photographer about those so we can plan the time frame in. If you don't tell your photographer specifically about sparklers or fireworks, the photographer can't work their time frame out and may have gone, or they didn't bring enough lighting equipment. They're not going to be able to get the best photographs out of it. If you don't tell your photographer you want a sunset photograph, perhaps, the photographer can't then go out and find the location where sunset would work for the photograph that you want. Huge number of things that goes wrong. Take the list. Have a think about it. If you as a couple think I've missed anything, drop it below. If you as a photographer think I've missed anything, drop them below. Love to hear from you.